Hello everyone, this is Roshni, a legal intern with LEXIS and Company. Today I'll be dealing with the emergency provision under the Indian Constitution. So basically, before I move into emergency provision, it has to be made very clear that India is a majorly a federal country with a little bit of unitary features. That is what the framers of the constitution have said. The critics of the constitution have said. The many other people who study constitution claim that it is a federal country with a unitary features in it. So basically, it's a quasi-federal country, like we all know, in like various jurists and various people across the globe who have studied the Indian Constitution have claimed to be. So basically, in a federal country, a provision like emergency is, you cannot see it. Okay, what does an emergency do is that it makes a federal country a unitary country. So what is a unitary country? The central government would have ultimate power over every state in the country. So basically, the federal country, when it becomes a unitary country, the state government loses all its power to govern the states, whereas the central government gains every single power and gains the power to rule every state without any interruption, and the central government becomes the ultimate government. So basically, when we talk about the emergency provisions under the constitution, there are three types of emergency provisions. That is the national emergency, the state emergency, and the financial emergency. So basically, let's look into the types of emergency and little by little. So it comes under section 18 of the Indian Constitution. That is, the national emergency comes under Article 352, the state emergency comes under Article 356, and the financial emergency comes under the Article 360. So what is a national emergency? National emergency is, as I said before, is comes under the Article 352 of the Indian Constitution. This emergency has been declared across the country, and when there is when there is a war, or you say an attack from the other country, or an external institution, or armed rebellion, and in all these cases this particular emergency is being imposed in the country. So we all know when national emergency is imposed and everything, we have to all your rights under all your human rights, that is fundamental rights, get suspended except for very few, like Article 19 and Article 21, and except very few, all your rights get suspended, and it has to be kept in mind. So that is national emergency. And what is state emergency? You could have seen state emergency being imposed now and then when there's government, then the state government fails or unable to function according to the constitution, or when there is a huge disaster or something, and when basically when a state fails to function as per the constitution, the president rule comes over. We have always seen president rule. The president rule is also called as the state emergency. So the state emergency, as I said before, is mentioned under Article 356 of the Indian Constitution, and the president becomes the head of the state when state emergency is imposed in that particular state. When the particular government fails to prove its majority, it comes under the state emergency. When a state government fails to function according to the constitution, the state emergency is imposed. During a disaster or a particular natural calamity, state emergency is imposed because it has to be directly controlled by the central government itself. These are the stages where the state emergency is imposed, and it has been imposed various times across the country. And now I'll be dealing with one emergency with regards to financial crisis. So this emergency has not been imposed yet in India, but this emergency can be imposed when there is a huge financial crisis. In such cases, what would happen? Suppose if a financial emergency is imposed, what might happen is that salaries of government workers could be reduced, salaries of MLAs, MPs, and every single person in the parliament could be reduced, and the state governments too. So when a financial emergency is imposed, it means that the state is under a condition of economic instability, and it needs help, and it has to do something to improve its economy. In such cases, financial emergencies are imposed. As of now, there has been no proper financial emergencies being imposed, but if at all is imposed, this is all would happen in a financial emergency. So these are the basic three emergencies that has been mentioned under the Indian constitution. And as a law student, it's very important we have to know the basics of these three emergencies that is mentioned under the Indian constitution. So if anybody if you have any doubts with regarding to this particular emergency provisions, or if you have any other extra opinions or any other suggestion with regards to this particular emergency provision, kindly drop it in the chat box, and we'll look into it. Thank you so much. Have a great day.